Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, Peter. Tell me now how many chapters are done. Let me see. I'll start naming and you people complete the list. First is transport in plants. Second,
Mineral nutrition.
Mineral nutrition.
Mineral nutrition.
nutrition. Then the third one we did was
Cell.
cell. The fourth we did was
The living world.
very good. The living world. And then the fifth we did was
Breathing and exchange of gases.
yes, breathing and exchange of gases. Now I'm going to start with the sixth chapter, digestion and absorption. Although in your UTs, I've told you many times, you have only 3 chapters in your syllabus. However, in half yearlies, we have 10 chapters. So we'll try and complete our half yearly syllabus gradually. There is no hurry. How many chapters are there in NCERT book in biology total? Anybody knows?
I'm 22.
I'm 22.
Yes, very good. There are 22 chapters. So there is more of syllabus in class 11th and less of syllabus in class 12th. 12th, we have only 16 chapters. 11th, we have more syllabus. In biology, 12th, we have chapters. The second difference is 11th biology is not very interesting. It is more of botany. You know what is botany, na?
Yes, ma'am.
More of plant study. But biology is very interesting. Biotechnology, genetics, heredity, all those things, very interesting topics you have. Here you don't have much of concept based chapters. The evolution, 12th class biology is very interesting, children. Syllabus is also very less. But, anyways, you have to do this. Okay, you have already done digestion in class 10th, a little bit. First, let us discuss the previous knowledge that we have before we move on and find out the details of the chapter. Everybody, little, whatever you know about digestion and absorption, tell me. What is the name of the chapter?
Digestion and absorption.
What is the difference between digestion and absorption? Chalo, let's start from here. Yes, who will tell me the difference between digestion and absorption, or simply tell me what do you mean by digestion and what do you mean by absorption? First, tell me what is digestion.
Digestion is that when we eat the food, so it is broken down from big molecules to small molecules.
Very good. If you remember, I did
and-
a word anabolism and catabolic. So, what kind of a reaction
Yes,
is
ma'am.
this? Your friend is telling you. Which kind of a reaction is she talking about? Food is broken down into small
Catabolic.
molecules.
Catabolic.
Yes, it's a catabolic reaction. So she told you what is digestion. Now who will tell me what is absorption?
May I only tell?
First, let me see if there's someone else who would like to try. Otherwise, you only speak. Yes, anyone else? What is absorption here? Okay, you only tell Peter.
When digestion occurs, so when we absorb that food and convert it into energy, so it is called absorption.
Very good, excellent. But who is going to absorb that food, digested food?
Mama cells.
Beta, it is basically absorbed by the blood, okay? And then it is taken
Okay.
to all parts of the body. So before we start the chapter, the concept should be very clear to everybody. We are eating food. But if we do not breathe, that food is no energy. Tell me why? If there is no respiration, the food is of no use for you. Guess the reason?
Because energy is produced by respiration from that food.
Excellent, Beta. And which component of respiration, which gas helps you to produce energy for?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Very good. So we talked about anabolic reaction or catabolic reaction, digestion.
Catabolic.
Catabolic.
So the chapter topic is clear to everybody. We have understood what we are going to study in this chapter. Basically, we are going to talk about first part, how food is broken down to what it is broken down. And second thing, we are going to talk about after the food is broken down, how will it be taken? The digested food will be taken to all parts of the inner body, and then this food is going to give you energy. Okay, beta. Let me admit who is there. Pallavi. Read the first paragraph quickly. Just read the first paragraph quickly. Let's discuss. Is it raining in your area as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have electricity at your place?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have electricity since night. I don't know how long is my mobile going to work. Maybe 1 period or 2 period if the power supply does not come. Read the first paragraph, children. Anyone who lives in Mahanagar? Anyone in the class who lives in Mahanagar? No. Nobody stays at Mahanagar? No. Read beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, beta, all living cells to survive, whether let me talk about me or you or any other organism, for survival or to remain alive, we need two things. One is food and the other is
Oxygen.
excellent. We just talked about it. The food to कुछ भी फायदा नहीं करेगा. It is no use if you do not have oxygen. So very quickly, children, what are the two things which every living component in the ecosystem needs to survive?
Food and oxygen.
Yes. And now because food is going to be broken down, we'll certainly have some byproducts. What do you mean by byproduct?
End product.
Ma'am, the products after reaction.
Very good. Are all byproducts waste products?
No, ma'am.
Give me an example. Prove it. When your food breaks down in the cells, three things are produced: carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Right? What are the byproducts in this reaction, and which is a waste product? Tell me.
CO2, H2, and energy, and the waste product of CO2.
Yes. And your waste product will be?
CO2.
Yes. So, beta, when this process of digestion takes place, a lot of waste, undigested food. There is certain food which we eat, which the body is not able to digest. So that waste has to be removed from the body, number one. Number two, the gas we talked about just now, that is carbon dioxide. So these things which are produced have to be removed for the body. So what are we trying to say, beta? We have two things every living organism has to do. Number one, take in two things. Which two things? Which are the two things for survival for living organisms?
Food and oxygen.
Food and oxygen.
Now you're taking in food from your mouth, you're taking in oxygen from the nose. But then both the things have to reach every part, every cell of the body. So we need a mode of transport. Every living organism would need a mode of transport so that the food and the oxygen which it is taking in reaches every part of the body. There are some very small organisms like sponges and coelenterates. What do? They have a very simple method. They take in a lot of water, okay, through the body cavities. The water carries the oxygen, They are the dissolved oxygen is there. So these organisms, they transport food, oxygen through water. So what is the medium of transport in lower organisms like sponges and coelenterates?
Water.
Water.
Higher organisms, we have another medium of transport. Let's talk about human beings. Blood is the medium of transport. Just now when I started, I said, who is going to carry? It is the blood beta. Okay. Apart from lower organisms, water, higher organisms, blood, we have another fluid, which is called lymph. This also helps in transport of substances. So before we are going into details, one thing is very clear to everyone. Two things every organism needs for survival. What are they?
Food and oxygen.
And these two things have to reach every cell of the body. We are taking in oxygen through the nose, but beta, every cell in the stomach, every cell in the intestine needs that oxygen. So something has to transport, something should carry that oxygen from the nose to all the cells. Who's going to do it in the human body?
Blood.
Okay,
Blood.
very good. Blood. We are higher organisms. Okay, there is one more liquid which helps in transport in the human body. Tell me.
Lymph.
Hemoglobin.
Liquid beta, that is a pigment. Liquid we are talking about. One is blood and the other is
Plasma.
Lymph.
lymph basically. What is the other liquid we have?
Lymph.
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 And what about lower organisms, sponges, coelenterates? What is the medium of transport?
Water.
Water. So simply they take in a lot of water, and water carries the food, nutrients, and the oxygen in the body. So I hope I'm clear with what we are going to study, what is going to be transported and who is going to transport. What is going to be transported? Simple. Food and oxygen. Who is going to transport in the human body? Name the two liquids very quickly.
Blood and lymph.
Yes. Okay. Let's start now. Now see this, we have done till here. Food is a basic requirement. Food provides energy for growth and repair of tissues. Why do we need food? Why do human beings do so much of work? First, we have to do digestion. Then we have to do respiration if we eat food. So many things have to be done, and excretion also has to be done. Three important concepts when a person takes in food: digestion, for digesting food, respiration, and then for removing the waste, excretion. Why do we eat food? Why do organisms eat food, children?
Because
For
it's
survival.
the fuel for the human body.
Yes, it is a fuel for the human body for survival. How does it help you in survival, Vichi?
It gives us energy.
Energy.
Very good. Just 2-3 students at times I wonder others are able to understand also or not. More response and all comes hardly 2-3 girls or 1-2 boys who speak. So let us start. What is the basic requirement of all living organisms? It is food only. Now supposing you eat your breakfast. Let's talk about what you ate yesterday. Whom should we ask? Let us ask Anadi. Anadi,
Yes, ma'am.
what did you eat in your breakfast? Chill. Biologically means carbohydrates, vitamins. What was there? What component? Let's start.
Carbohydrates.
What did you eat as a carbohydrate? Paratha, roti. What was it? What was the source of carbohydrate?
Ma'am, bread.
Bread. Okay, fine. What else did you have along with bread?
Ma'am, just bread.
Just bread. Okay. Let us talk to somebody who's eaten a more nutritious food. Who now? Abuzar. Abuzar, what did you eat in your breakfast yesterday?
Ma'am, carbohydrates, fats, and protein.
Tell me, what was the source of your carbohydrate?
Bread and eggs.
Okay. Egg is a rich source of another thing. What is it? Carbohydrates you got maximum from bread. What did you get from eggs?
And proteins.
Proteins.
Very good. One more child. Let me talk to Bhavli.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you eat and what all you got from it?
Ma'am, I got minerals um, and
First,
like
let's discuss what did you
calcium,
eat.
iron. Huh, ma'am?
You had milk, that means, huh?
Yeah, ma'am, and paratha.
Because she mentioned about calcium, so obviously we could guess out that she's had milk in her breakfast. Children, see,
Yes.
carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, they are the major food components. Major food means we need them in a larger amount. And two things which we need in a small amount of vitamins and minerals. So we're going to talk about 5 nutrients. Which are the 3 major nutrients which the body needs?
Proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, and nutrition.
No, the major, main ones. Large amount the body needs.
Carbohydrate, fats, and proteins.
Yes. And what are the ones which are required in small quantities? Macro and micronutrients. You must have done in junior classes. Yes. Come on,
Carbohydrates
children.
and
Hmm.
fats.
And minerals.
Good. Now, all the food that you're eating, whether it is a macronutrient, it's going inside the body in a larger amount or in a smaller amount, it will give you energy. And the body is going to use energy for two things. Number one is growth, and number two is repair of tissues. It's a sequence, dekho beta. We have eaten this stuff. This food will be digested. It will give energy. The body will use energy for two purposes in the body. Tell me, what are the two purposes we need energy?
So that
Growth
we
and
can continue with our all life processes like respiration, movement, and etc.
and sometimes the tissues, they become old, they become worn out. पुराने हो जाते हैं, घिस जाते हैं, damage हो जाते हैं, they have to be repaired. And for repairing, we need energy. So the body is going to use energy for both the things, beta. Now, water also is very important because it prevents dehydration of the body. What is dehydration?
Loss of water.
Loss of water.
And why do we have lots of water in the body? How do we have lots of water?
When we don't drink water for a long time, or
No,
when we are
that's okay. We are drinking water, but what is the source of dehydration? How is the water lost from the human body? In what form? One is sweat.
sweating,
Yes, one is sweat. And what is the major source of loss of water?
urine,
Which is a very useful medium. Any guesses? Beta, urine. Okay. The second mode by which human beings lose water is urine. But that is a very useful mode. Why passing urine is a very useful mode for the human body? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, because it filters the blood, the water and blood.
Very good. This water is going to carry all the waste which was released from the filtration. Let's talk further. Biomacromolecules in food. Macromolecule. What do you mean by macromolecule?
Ma'am, larger
Size.
molecule.
Guess the size.
Ma'am, larger molecule.
Yes, beta. The larger molecule. Those molecules which are very large, our body cannot utilize them in the original form. So obviously we discussed about digestion that they have to be broken down into simple substances. So this method or this process by which you will change the complex food into simple form is what we call as?
Digestion.
This is called as digestion. Before I start the digestive system, please answer the question. What are the two basic requirements of all living organisms?
food and
Food and
oxygen.
oxygen.
Name the 3 major components, okay, of the human diet.
Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats.
Okay. Name the 2 nutrients which are needed in small amounts.
Vitamins and minerals.
Yes, vitamins.
Carbohydrates and fats.
Maybe the small amounts it is vitamins and minerals. What are the two things the body uses energy for?
For
Growth
the
and repair
Growth
of
and-
tissues.
Okay. Process by which the larger molecules are broken down into smaller molecules. What is it called?
digestion.
Digestion.
Yes, it is called as the digestion. The main role who's going to play in digestion? Number one, it is your alimentary canal, and number two are the digestive glands. So when we are going to talk about the digestive system, human digestive system, two very important components. Number one, alimentary canal, and what is number two, children?
Digestive glands.
Yes, digestive glands we call them because they help in digestion. Okay, what are the two major components of the human digestive system? We just now
canal.
discussed alimentary canal
And digestive
and-
glands.
and the digestive glands. When we think about alimentary canal, most of people feel we are only talking about the food pipe, just that much. But is it correct? Only the food pipe is alimentary canal?
No, ma'am.
No, na beta? Only the food pipe is not the alimentary canal. Then elementary canal starts from where?
Ma'am, it starts from mouth to
Mouth.
anus.
Very good. So it starts from the mouth and it opens up or it ends at where?
Anus.
Yes, beta. It ends at the anus. Bacha, please bola karo. I'm not accustomed to such a class. Just 2-3 students give a response. Now, the mouth leads to mouth does not mean the entire face. First confusion, let's sort it out. That opening through which you put in your food is what we call as mouth. And उसके पीछे का पूरा जो cavity है, in which you put your
Buccal
food,
cavity.
that is what we call as a buccal cavity. Very good. So let us go in sequence. We are talking about the components of alimentary canal. The first was mouth. Which is the second one?
Buccal
Esophagus.
cavity.
Buccal cavity. ठीक है बेटा, please systematically पढ़ते चलते हैं. We are talking about the buccal cavity. The other name of buccal cavity is
Oral cavity.
Oral cavity.
now talk about whenever I say oral cavity, we talk about the space which is there after your mouth. Now there are two very important things in this cavity. One is the teeth, and what is the second one?
Tongue.
Each tooth that you have is fixed in a socket of the bone, jaw bones. Where is the teeth fixed?
Jawbone. In the socket of jawbone.
कभी कभी जब teeth टूट जाता है, especially at your age, you must have realized, तो खाली जगह रह जाती है. That means every teeth has its own socket. What is that area called?
Socket of
What is it
jawbone.
called? Socket. जैसे आपने बल्ब का होल्डर देखा है बेटा, बल्ब लगा
Yes,
हो
ma'am.
या ना लगा हो, you always have a holder over there. So that holder is like your socket and the bulb is like your teeth. बिल्कुल वैसे ही बहुत tightly fix हो जाता है. Such kind of an arrangement where the teeth are held in sockets, this type of attachment is called thecodont arrangement of teeth. What is this arrangement called as, children?
Thecodont.
Thecodont. In the thecodont arrangement, the teeth are arranged in, what is the word I gave you for holder?
Socket.
Sockets. बहुत every teeth has its own socket and उसमें बहुत अच्छे से very tightly it is fixed up. Such kind of an arrangement of the teeth is known as
Thecodont.
thecodont. Okay. Most of the organisms, I'm also talking about human beings, we have two set of teeth in our life. How many sets?
Two sets.
Two set.
Number one, जब आपकी तरह छोटे होते हैं, that is temporary teeth, milk teeth. What do you call them as?
Temporary milk teeth.
And milk teeth.
And what is the, in Hindi we call them as simple milk teeth only. And what is the biological name of these teeth? Temporary teeth or the milk teeth. What is the biological name? What do you call them in biology?
Deciduous.
Deciduous teeth.
Very good. Deciduous teeth. So when a baby is born, first In the initial stages, the milk teeth. Let's talk about this. I'm going to explain the diagram to you a little later. Once you're clear. Here. Temporary milk or deciduous teeth, they are replaced by a set of permanent or adult teeth. This type of a system is known as, how many sets of teeth we have? One is
32.
2 sets.
2 sets of teeth.
first, during initial stages, these teeth, they fall down later. What are these teeth called?
Temporary
Milk.
teeth.
Yes, beta. Milk teeth in common language. And what do you call them in biology?
Deciduous teeth.
Deciduous teeth. Now the second teeth which come when you become mature. Okay? What are those set of teeth called as?
Permanent teeth.
Permanent teeth. Why are they called permanent teeth?
Because then after that they don't get broken or by
Very good.
themselves.
Yes, they are not a natural process. After that, if they will break, they'll break because of an accident or some disease in the teeth, something like that. Otherwise, they don't get damaged. They don't get replaced after that. So we call them as permanent teeth. Okay, children. This kind of an arrangement where we have two sets of teeth is known as,
Diaphragm.
children, come on, tell me, others also, what is this arrangement known as?
Diaphragm.
Diphodont.
Diphyodont. Yes, diphyodont.
Diaphragm.
If you will pronounce it correctly, your spellings will never go wrong. Diphyodont. There is no R over here, so we are going to simply say diphyodont. Everybody knows the meaning of thecodont? Thecodont. I just told you, we discussed what is thecodont arrangement of teeth.
The attachment of them with the socket jaw bone is called thecodont.
Yes. And what is diphyodont?
That human beings have two sets of teeth, deciduous and permanent. So it is called diphyodont.
Yes, beta. So do you agree with this statement? If a question comes, justify or explain the statement that human beings have a thecodont and a diphyodont arrangement of teeth. What kind of, which two words have I used? Thecodont and diphyodont. Ifra, you explain, beta. What do you mean by thecodont system? Human beings.
Ma'am, thecodont system is the attachment in a socket jaw.
Okay, Krish, what is diphyodont?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
the,
beta.
ma'am, the permanent teeth arrangement.
Okay, permanent teeth or two teeth arrangement. Diphyodont means what? How many sets of teeth?
Ma'am, 2 sets of teeth.
2 sets.
Good. What is the first set called?
Temporary teeth or deciduous
Temporary or
teeth.
deciduous teeth.
And the second set is called?
Permanent or adult
Permanent
teeth.
or adult.
Parth, what are the two very important things in the oral cavity? One is the teeth and the second is? What is the second thing in the oral cavity? Parth, are you there? Yes. Can we have the answer from Parth Agarwal? Yes, very good. It is the tongue. Now let's ask Surabhi. Surabhi, what is the other name of the buccal cavity?
Ma'am, oral cavity.
Yes, it is the oral cavity. Very, very good. What is it called? It is called as the oral cavity. Let us ask Deba. Deba, what are the three major things in the food? Major components of our food? Three things we talked about. Major components. What are they? Yes, Deba?
Ma'am,
Yes, children, please help her out. What are the three major components of the food that we eat? Just help your friend if she does not know the answer.
carbohydrates,
Very good, Abuzir. Next.
fats, and proteins.
Proteins.
I go so slow every line. Please speak out, otherwise you'll not be able to remember. Okay. We all know that an adult human has how many permanent teeth?
32.
32.
And all 32 are not similar. They are different types of teeth. Such kind of an arrangement where we have different types of teeth is known as heterodont arrangement. What is it called?
Heterodont arrangement.
Heterodont.
So we have got three words for our teeth now. Thecodont, diphyodont, and
Diphyodont.
heterodont. And the third one, heterodont. At least speak out yes and no, children. Do you know what is thecodont arrangement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Always
ma'am.
remember that bulb and the holder arrangement. Every teeth has its own socket fixed over there. Okay. Then diphyodont, two sets of teeth, deciduous and permanent. And which is the third new word we have done about human dentition?
Hetero arrangement.
Heterodont.
Heterodont arrangement.
Heterodont arrangement, because hetero means different and homo means same, you know. So we have different type of teeth. Beta, dentition means the type of teeth and the arrangement of teeth. There is a word dentition. Dentition means the number of teeth, the type of teeth, the arrangement of teeth, everything, the study of teeth. So there are three important words everybody should know about human dentition. Which is the first one? Okay, we can change the sequence. First, she's saying is heterodont. Second,
Thecodont and diphyodont.
diphyodont. Everybody is okay with these three terms of human dentition?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we said we have heterodont types of teeth, that means we have different types of teeth. There are maybe four categories of teeth we have. You have already done this. That is incisors, canines, premolars, molars. Fine. Now we have the upper jaw and we have the lower jaw. Okay, beta. We write a formula which is known as dental formula. We are going to write the formula like numerator and denominator we write now. That is how we are going to write a formula. Now, what is the formula? Just speak out the formula. It is 2123 upon 2123.
2, 3.
Tell me what is the formula for human
2, 1,
teeth?
2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3.
What does this mean? What does this mean? Who will tell you?
What does?
What do you understand by this? 2123, 2123. Any ideas? What do you understand? What is
Yes,
this
ma'am.
21?
Ma'am, that incisors we have two teeth, and canine we have like one seat at the side of the incisors, and then premolars again we have two seats at the back of the canines, and then molars we have 3.
Count how
So
many
might
according
be-
to you? Count how many according to you?
Like in total.
Yes, according to this formula. Count, Bhavleen, how many according to you if you go according to
32.
everybody count?
Ma'am, like 16 in, on the upper jaw and 16 at the lower jaw, so total 32.
How come it is coming 16? Elaborate the 2, 1, 2, 3. How is it becoming 16?
Ma'am, like we have two incisors in the front, and then ma'am, one canines at the side of the incisors. So ma'am, it is 6, and ma'am, then 6 plus 4, 10, and then okay, sorry ma'am. Yeah, it's right actually. 2 plus 2, that 4, and ma'am, then we will add again at 2, so 6, and ma'am, then 6 plus 4, 10, and then 10 plus 6, 16. So I'm like,
Did you understand, children? Anyone, did you understand?
No,
2,
no.
1, 2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll give you a clue. 2, 1, 2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3 into 2. Tell me. 2, 1, 2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3 into 2. What? Tell me. 2, 1, 2, 3. Calculate. 2, 1, 2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3 into 2. How much is it now?
2.
Hmm. Beta dekho, in small children, we have only 20 teeth present in the children. We talked about deciduous teeth or milk teeth. Yes, just now. How many deciduous or milk teeth are there in babies? Only 20. When we say 32 teeth, we are not talking about children, because in children they have deciduous teeth, and deciduous teeth are only how many?
20.
Yes. Now please understand first about deciduous teeth. These teeth, they evolve, okay? And when a child is around 6 years, then they start erupting or they start falling out also. When we talk about a children, when we have only 20 teeth, then on the top jaw, we are going to have 10 teeth. On the lower jaw also, we are going to have how many teeth?
10.
10 teeth. I think you know about incisors and canines. Incisors are which
Yes,
teeth?
ma'am.
The
Ma'am,
central
which we
ones?
have at the front.
Yes, in the front. They're used for cutting and all. Canines were used for?
Tearing the food, and they are at the side of the incisors.
Yes, beta. And what about molars? What are they used for?
Ma'am, for chewing the food.
See, the main difference between the baby's teeth, children teeth, and the human adult is that children do not have premolars, zero premolars. So when a child is having only 20 teeth, we are talking about milk teeth or deciduous teeth. Which category of teeth is missing, children?
Premolars.
Premolars.
Yes, beta. Premolars are missing. So remember, we are not talking about deciduous teeth are not 32 in number. Deciduous teeth or milk teeth are only how many in number?
20.
Yes. So permanent teeth are also known as wisdom teeth. Have you heard about this? Around 13 years, it starts. Like these teeth, they start falling, deciduous teeth. And then the wisdom tooth starts coming. In Hindi, we call akal ki daad is coming. So this starts at the age of normally 13 years in human beings. Same beta, we have 16 teeth. Okay. Let us talk one about each of them. 16 in the upper jaw and 16 in the 16 in the
Lower jaw.
yes.
Lower jaw.
And you will be amazed to know that even the monkeys have the same dental formula, and they also have the similar set of teeth that we have, exactly the same number of molars, same number of premolars, incisors, canines, everything is the same in human beings and in
Monkeys.
monkeys. However, in herbivorous animals, it's a little different. But we have seen that in animals, especially when we are talking about monkeys, then the formula is the same. Then when we talk about herbivorous animals, the formula is a little different. It is 3131 upon 3121 means they have 30 teeth. Herbivorous animals, they have how many teeth?
30.
Any idea how many teeth does a dog have?
Ma'am, 30 only then.
No, 42 teeth. How many teeth does a dog have?
42.
42.
Yes. A cat also has 30 teeth. Cat has how many?
30.
30.
There are two categories of animals which have the same number of teeth. One is monkeys and the other is sheep. Okay, 32. Tell me quickly. Our dental formula, that is total number of permanent teeth, 32. Same in two more categories of